Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Adab, hello dosto. Welcome back to DivKLearner, Ask It, Learn It series, the series on Power Query. First of all, today we are on day 26 and diving into the super skills of merging queries in Power Query. So once we are going, we'll be creating this demo. But before I start, happy Independence Day to all the Indians viewers. Jai Hind, right? What we are going to learn today is we are going to learn merging queries in Power Query, right? This is a magic wand that lets you bring data from different tables together like old friend meeting after years. But before we start, a small request. Please like, share, and subscribe right now so you don't miss the remaining days. You might just help someone struggling with the data today. Now, what we are going to cover today is day 26. So in day 26, we are going to talk about merging queries. So we are talking about join types, merge previews, matching keys. So those are the things that we'll be talking about. So basically what I have done is I have focused more on merge queries. And this is the demo that we'll be creating. So we have the main table where you can see both the tables which have 10 rows. So there are students who and their marks in biology, and there are students and their marks in maths. So this is the same entire Power BI presentation that we are going to create with this bookmark today. So today's lecture would be a bit longer. So here you see the main table, then the left outer join, then the right outer join, then we are talking about the inner join, we are talking about the full outer join, we are talking about the left anti-merge, and we are talking about the right anti-merge. So this is the entire thing that we are going to create in this particular video as well. But my focus would be on merge. So let's come to the part where we are talking about the merge, and then we'll switch over to the demo. So here you see we will be starting from loading the data set into Power Query, identifying matching keys between tables, and then we'll talk about merge queries from home tab, and then we'll talk about the types, like different types like inner join, left outer join, right outer join, full outer join, anti joins, and review merge previews before confirming. So we'll be showing you, because it in the tabs it will be showing everything there. Now, just to understand that, imagine you have a list of customers or students in one hand and their marks or orders in the other hand, but they are refusing to talk to each other. So what is the way of doing it? We will merge them, right? And that is what actually we are going to do here. So now let's just switch over, and what we do is let's put on our gloves for churning the data so that we can create a report out of it. So very quickly, what we are going to do is we are going to start with Power BI Desktop. I'll just move it out of the screen so that I can bring the one that I'll be working on. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a new report. The data that I want to get is the data which is in Excel, which is day 26 student marks. I'll make that available. I'll give you the link in the chat as well. But for that, you will have to um, subscribe to the channel and also write down some comments. So here we are talking about biology and maths. There are two sheets, each having 10 students. So I'll just click on load. So once we have loaded it, the first thing that we have to do is I'll be just designing it a different format. I'll not be taking the same design that I have there. I'll be using different colors, and you're also free to do that. The first thing that I have to do is I'll create a template. That's my own will, so that I start everything from there. And in this template, what I'll do is I'll click on insert, the first thing is I will take the button and I will go to navigator and I'll say page navigator. So there I'll get the page navigator. The first thing is designing the page navigator. So I'll go to the shape. Um, I want it as rectangle, but in my case, I was using the shape which was in the shape of this pentagon arrows. So I have only one page. That's the reason you're able to see it like this. I'll increase the width, height of it, and keep it on the left side. And then what I want to do is I want to change its style. So there are various forms that I can do, but I will try to go to the grid layout and I will say instead of the horizontal, I want to see it vertical, the way that I have been doing it. You will see the difference in a bit longer time, in the time that we are creating and then that we are working on the demo. So today, in this particular thing, I'll be using the colors, different colors. As I mentioned, I'll not be using those that I'm using there. So I will use the color as background, the default as blue, right? So here I will change the color as the blue for the font, for the default one. If I go to the hover, it would be blue. If I press, it would be blue. And if it is selected, it's white. That's fine. But the same time, I want the background to be blue. So if it is selected, the background should be blue. So that's what we have done here, right? Now I want to create a panel on the top, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll go again in the insert, I'll put in the shape. Yeah, that gave me a blue shape. So I'll take that shape on the top and expand it from top end to the right end. Or if you want, you can keep a margin and you can tally them this way from both these sides, giving it a margin. Now, I want to keep it blue? It's up to me, but I want to change it to white, right? So what I'm going to do is, if I go to the shape, it has fill, and I will fill it with white color, and just move it a bit down so that it keeps the margin on the top as well. But at the same time, yeah, sorry, this that's AI tool that keeps on popping. What I want to do is I want to keep the entire page as blue as well. So I'll click on here, go to the canvas background, and I will change its color to blue and make the transparency as 0 so that my entire page turns to blue. Now this is syncing with this. We'll work on it. We'll get it done in a different place. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to insert an image, and that would be my company's logos image. So yeah, let's just use this one, put it here, shrink it further. Let's see if we have any style which is scaling. So I'll say fit. So that will fit the part. And just to be a bit smart, I'll just increase it a bit more, right? So this is where the DivKLearner logo has come in. The next thing that I have to do is put the text here. So I'll go and click on the text box and the text box will appear. So I'll be resizing the text box to the size that I require and then putting it on, sorry, in this place section here. And in this, what I'm going to do is I'll write down merge demo main table or main tables, right? So I'll highlight this text, make it more than 34 or 36. I'll align it in center, and this is where my heading becomes, and I'll change it to the same blue color which I'm using for the complete font. So this is where we talk about merge demo main table. So this is our template that we have to start with, right? I'll do a right click, or and then I'll click on duplicate. So this is the duplicate of the page, and you see there are two pages. So I'll change this template to the main. I don't actually require a template, and this will become my left outer join page. So you can see the moment I click on it, it keeps on adding the tab. And if I'm in the main page, the main is the one. And if I'm on the left outer, then we have the other one here. Now, if we are on the main page, what I want to do is I want to create the two tables showing the values of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a table and make it according to the size, give it a margin, right? And then I will expand the biology table. I don't want the biology marks to be grouped, summarized, so I'll remove the summarize section, and I'll say don't summarize. I'll take the student ID, name, and the biology marks. So this is my table where I'm showing you the content of the biology table. I'll copy this table again and just paste it, Control C and Control V. And this one, what I'm going to do is I'll replace what I've written there. Similarly, I will remove the summation for the maths marks, and I'll say don't summarize. I'll put the student ID, name, and marks. So here you can see in both the tables, there are like 10 rows, and in 10 rows, what we have is IDs from 5 to 10 are common. That is, total 6 items are common there. Now, what I have to do is I'll be putting a cart control there as well. And this cart control will show me the number of student IDs. And then I'll copy this and paste it again. And this will show me I'll remove the count of student ID. I'll show the maths class student ID. So that's how it would be different. I want to change the heading of it as well. So I'll say uh, student count for biology, or student count for biology, right? Or to make it better, count of biology class students. I'll just copy this as well, go here and change it, and this time it will not be biology, it would be math class. So this is what we have created this. Oh, I did one thing wrong. I placed it in the left outer join. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, cut it from there, go to the main page and paste it here. So this is how simple. I've moved everything from the left outer join to the main. I require these two tables in my next sheet as well, so I'm going just to copy it and paste it here, right? And I'm going to just shrink it on the top a bit so that I can add another table below it. So I'll click on the empty space and click on another table. This table will fill this particular space. And let's keep it till here. So this will show you the left outer join. So we are going to name it as not main table. Yep, we will name it as left outer join demo. Or let's just remove the demo part from there. So it's a left outer join, right? Now, in order to show this, the first thing is I'll have to go to the modeling and I see the relationship. The relationship has already been created from the match to the biology class. I don't want that relationship to be there. It can be there although, but I don't want it. So I'll delete it and I will say close. Then what I'm going to do is close this as well. I'm going to go into the edit query. So I can go to the home, and from the home, I can go to the transform data. So here you see two tables. I want to create a new table by merging them. So I'll click on new table to be created on the merging. So I start with biology and then I go to maths based on the student ID, right? What we are looking forward is for the left outer join. So I select left outer join, which says all from the first table, which is all from the biology table, and matching from the second table. So I'll click on OK, and you will see that maths table is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand it and show all the rows which are there. So this shows you the entire table. Now you can see in this particular table, we have the values which are there in the first table, and we have the values coming from the maths table for the students which have the value in the maths table corresponding to the students in the biology table. But if there is no value in the math table, those are left blank. And for the items which are only in the math table is not getting displayed there. So I will just click on apply. I will not close this. I will not say close and apply. I'll just click on apply. And here what I can do is I have the merge table. But the only thing is a merge table doesn't look good. It is just saying merge, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this merge table and name it as, I'll just short form it, bio left outer join math, right? You will see the name changes here as well. I'll click on apply. The moment I click on apply, it changes here as well. It moves on the top. Now what I have to do is I have to see that here the student ID in the math is also count, which is summarized. I don't want to summarize it. I'll be removing the summarization from all the other columns as well, which are getting summarized, because at the moment the requirement is not to summarize. Now, if I put in student ID, student name, and student biology marks, these are coming from the biology table. If I go to the maths.student ID, maths.student name, and math.mathsmark, you will see it is showing you only the 10 values, and it is showing only the values which are there in the first table, not on the second table. So this is how you can understand the left outer join. If I have to do for the right outer join, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a duplication of it, name it as, instead of the left outer, I'm going to name it as right outer. You can see whenever I'm adding the stuff, those things are getting added, and automatically my bookmark, which is on the left side, the navigator bar, is getting updated, right? So similarly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here in the next one, and for the next one, I'll have to go back to the edit query. I go back to the edit query, and in the edit query, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and click on merge as new. Again, I'll select biology, student ID, math, student ID, and this time it would be right outer join. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click OK. So there would be a new table created. If I click on the math part here, I require all the columns. I want to rename it. So what the rename would be, bio right join right outer join math. Now, if we see in this scenario, you have all the columns from the math table, but null for the non-matching values. And it is not giving you the values which are only present in the biology table. So I'm going to click on apply. And in the outer table, I already had these values there, so I'll have to get rid of them. And this time I require the values coming from the biology right table. But here I see all of them summarized again, so I'll have to remove it to be not summarized. And then the same way, I'll take the student ID, student name, biology marks, math student ID, math student name, and maths mark. So this is how you have created the second page, which is the right outer join. Then I'll do a right click and duplicate it. And this time we are working on the inner join. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll go here. I'll say merge new query. And in this, I'll say biology. I'll say maths, student ID, student ID. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the inner join. If you see here, the selection matches 6 rows from the first table and 6 of the from the second table. So that is, it will keep on giving you that information there. I'll click on OK. I'll have to rename it. So I'll name it as bio inner join math. And then I'll click on apply. The moment I click on apply, you will have one more table here, that is inner join. And you see, because we created an inner page, this is getting highlighted automatically. So I need to again remove everything from this table. I'll have to click on inner join. Okay, I missed one step in the inner join, which was expanding the table. So I'll go back to the table and expand it. Something went wrong. Okay, might be that I did not do it right. So let's go to the source. Some error that it has popped up. No worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this, right? Very quickly, what are we going to do is we are going to go back, if this allows me to work. So I'll say merge as new query. Again, biology, student ID, maths, student ID, inner join, click on OK. And I will name it as, okay, before I do that, no, I first need to do it bio, inner join, math. Let's expand it. I want all the columns and click on apply. So I did not do anything different. It was the same thing that I was doing there. Due to some error, it was not working. So I have to again go there and don't summarize. I don't want this to be summarized. And I don't want this to be summarized. So I'll start again with the student ID, student name, biology marks, math student ID, math student name, and math marks. So you can see here that we have only the common values from both the tables. That is where we are talking about the inner join. Now, next is, okay, I did again a wrong thing. I didn't want you to do it like this. I'll do a right click so I don't have to do a lot of changes. So I'll say full outer. So that is the full outer. For doing that full outer, I'll have to remove everything from here, from this table. And then let's go back to the query editor, and I'll go back and say merge new queries. Here I will go to the biology student, then math student ID, and I will say full outer. Now full outer will have whole number of rows. That is the sum of the rows which are on the left column, left table, and on the right table. So I'll just click on OK. This will create this table. I will expand the math table to show us all of those values. So here you can see it is showing you the values which are there on the only in the math table, and it is also showing the value which is only in the biology table. I'll just rename this, and while renaming it, I'll rename it as bio full outer join math. And then what I'm going to do is click on apply. Having done this, I will come back here, and here I will see full outer join. Again, the same problem. I will change it to don't summarize, and the final one is don't summarize as well. Once having done this, I will select student ID, student name, biology marks, math student ID, student name, and math marks. So here you will see that it is showing you the entire values which are there in both the tables. So 5 to 10 are common, so that means 6 are common. 4, 4, 8, 14. So it will give you the 14 rows. If you remember from my previous video, what I can do is I can be here in this table, and what I can do is I can say add column, and I can add an index column starting from 0, and then go to home and click on apply, right? And I can show you that index column. Again, I don't want it to be summarized, and I can show this value before the student ID, right? So I can click on this, and it can start from 1 to 14, the total items that you have there. So this is the full outer join. Similarly, you can create it for left NT and right IT join. I'll leave that to you to work on that. The only thing that I've been missing is I've not been highlighting the names there. So this is right outer join, this is inner join, and the last one is the full outer. So guys, try to work on this, try to do the 2 more pages that we have left, but I'll just to show you the example. If I'm on the main page, you can press the control key, and then you can navigate. You can go to the left outer, you can go to the right outer, you can go to the inner, and you can go to the full outer. If you have loaded this into the Power BI service, because I'm just still working on the Power BI desktop, if you load it to the Power BI services, that is the Power BI services that we have, then you will not have to click on the control key, and the pages would appear as a web page, right? So this is where I wanted to show you the demo of the merge pages and just create a small demo. So try to work for the left NT and the right NT, right? Just to give you the information, what they do is, if you see in the left NT, you will see all the items which are there in the left table, in the biology table, sorry, because we are doing everything from the biology. Let me just put it in the correct order. So you will see everything which is there in the biology table, but not in the math table. Similarly, if I do the right NT, again, this has been placed in opposite direction. I'll just move it to the right places. So this is where biology comes in, and this is where maths comes in. So this will show you only the values which are there only in the math class, not present in the biology class. So what I'll ask you to do is try to complete it, try to make it better, right? This example, and let me know in the comments that how did you find it? Did you find it good, or was there any issues that you were facing? You can ask me some questions as well, right? So this is what I wanted to show. I would come back to the project that I was working on on the other project that I was working on. This one, I've just started up with two more things. I wanted to show you the merge part there before I go and calculate the profit, which we'll be doing in the next video. So not the next video, might be the next to the next video, because in the next video I'll want to talk about some other topic which is related to appending queries, because that we'll be using in that project as well. So this is where we were talking about merge, and then in the append query I'll try to give you the differences between the append and the merge one. Right, so this is what I wanted to show. Tell me in the comment, which join do you use the most and why? Inner join for precision or left join for inclusivity? Sorry. I'll be curious to know. If you found value in today's session, please like, share, and subscribe, and help someone who might need this knowledge to move forward. This is DivKLearner signing off for today. But remember, a bit forward daily, and happy Independence Day once again. Thank you. Bye bye.